What a great clip right there. We got more coming for you. Alan Michaels in Las Vegas. Scratch with the K's in Daytona Beach. Could Rodney Childers be heading back to a Cup team? Bubba Wallace is in a lot of hot water about a white flag in his racing. Daniel Suarez is out at Trackhouse in 2025. We're going to talk about it all, plus special guests Nathan Goodrich at 3:30. Emma Smith and Peyton Kitzmeyer all join us for Racing Around the Country. On Pit Road Racing starts right now.
Race friends, they're back together again. Live from Daytona Beach, Florida, it's Scratch with a K. And live from Las Vegas, it's Alan Michaels. Right here, right now, on the flagship station, the WCOBM TV network. It's on Pit Road Racing.
Everybody, hope you're all doing well out there. There we are. Let's put us all into frame. Live from Daytona Beach, Florida, from the Nat Shut Studios. Good evening, Scratch with a K.
What up, my friend? Good afternoon there out in Las Vegas, Alan Michaels.
There you go. We're turkey in the oven today, my friend. Standing right now at 112 degrees from the Binion's Horseshoe Tower, downtown Las Vegas, my friend.
Well, right down here, live from the old beach course in Daytona Beach, we're only 87 degrees.
Yeah, I got that report this morning. I heard the water's really nice. Waves crashing a little wide, about 1.5 feet, 2 foot off.
Yep.
I got all about it. There you go. How was your weekend, man?
It wasn't bad at all. It wasn't bad at all. I'll tell you what I really want to brag about is, we always talk about, when you're asking me what shows I'm doing, I'm always like, man, my favorite thing I do right now is this comedy auction at Peanuts, right?
Yeah.
And so I always talk about that. So I just want to talk about this past Tuesday. It was amazing because I sold everything but 2 items. I almost sold every single thing. And I don't know if that's been done before. I would expect not because it's tough. And but I sold almost everything and I had a blast. So yeah, it's the famous comedy auction at Peanuts, man. I had a good time doing that Tuesday. It's fun to interact with the people and make fun of the stuff you're selling. And I almost batted 1,000.
There you go. Rock and roll. Coming up, bottom of the hour, Nathan Goodrich is going to join his Scratch. Did a little dirt racing, a little drag racing, and now he's got his sights set on that stock car, so we're going to talk to him racing around the country. Then I got 2 lovely ladies from Ashcraft Motorsports. Emma Smith will join us at the top of the hour at 4 o'clock, and Peyton Kitzmeyer, she's going to be joining us too. 2 great young ladies all racing around the country for you. Real quickly, man, let's talk about the sports talk show and the High Bank there real fast, buddy.
Yeah, man, the High Banks every Friday at 5 o'clock on WSBB. That's the stations in New Smyrna. It's 106.9 on your FM dial, 1230 on your AM dial. We'll do that every Friday, 5 o'clock. It's a motorsports show. It's much like this one. In fact, I admire this one so much that it does make it really easy for me to do a show called the High Banks, especially when I'm joined tomorrow and every Friday by my broadcast partner right there, Alan Michaels. And we're going to do a Racing Around the Country tomorrow. And we're going to have NHRA driver Nancy Matter on. We had her on here a couple of weeks ago, and now we're going to have her on tomorrow. So Alan Michaels will join me, and NHRA driver tomorrow, Nancy Matter, will be on the program. So we got a good High Banks on WSBB tomorrow. Tune in, check it out.
Man, tell the owner that she's got to get it on a live stream. She's got to put the signal up so we can get it on a live stream. That's what. Oh yeah. Real quickly, want to thank everybody for the birthday wishes out there, man. Really thanks a lot, man. 65 still hanging in there. So we're rolling, man. That's it.
Yeah. I wish you happy birthday this week, man.
Yeah.
You sent me that picture saying not bad for 65. No, sir, but I see you all the time. I didn't need the picture like I never seen you before. I'm gonna make it your profile picture, your contact picture for your phone number now.
All right, whatever. We can do that. Hey, real quickly, you got your shoes right there?
I do. I do.
Okay. You saw the let me get mine here. You saw the intro clip right there. Over hundreds and hundreds have been affected by these shoes, Scratch, and everybody out there in our race friends. Here's a chance for your business to join us. The Hot Shoe Hall of Fame is a 501c3 nonprofit. It's real easy. You can reach out to us at 702-803-0875, or you can drop us an email at onpitroadracing@gmail.com. If you're willing to donate $500 towards these shoes, it goes towards these shoes. We will give you Are you ready? 100 30-second TV spots and be on our social media. If you will donate $1,000, we will give you 200 30-second spots and be part of our social media. It's a great partnership, everybody. Totally 100% tax deductible. We got the paperwork. We'll send it to you. You send us a check. Call us, want to run a credit card, whatever you'd like to do. We'll take care of it. We'll email you back the paperwork. I've even got little Lamrets because, you get all these licenses and permits.
Yes.
I even actually had the nonprofit done in like a rock and roll laminate, like the old backstage pass type of thing.
Yep.
So we'll even give our customers and our partners along the way. We send you one of those too. So that's what we got going on right there.
Can't beat that.
More information, 702-803-0875, or drop us a line at onpitroadracing@gmail. Also, we stuck a box up at the front here at the Gene Woods Racing Experience, and it's starting to load up full of money. What we're looking, we need to raise about $3,000 or $4,000, everybody. We got to get some kid shoes. We've got plenty of adults. We just need to get some kid ones in, okay? So if you can help us out.
Right there on that bottom line.
There you go, Scratch. We'll leave it running all day long for them, okay?
All day.
On Pit Road Racing, live right here at the WCOBM studios, downtown Las Vegas, each and every Thursday from 3 to 5 p.m. We stream it from the main network onto Facebook channels, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, X, whatever you wish to call it. YouTube Television's got it. Show partners, the Gene Woods Racing Experience, Woods Family Sandwiches, the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the Atlanta Motorsports Park, Red One Scooters, and Hammer and Harry's. Scratch, let's go ahead and get it rolling. I got racing weather for you. It's brought to you by our good friends at Woods Family Sandwiches, 931 American Pacific, Suite 106, right on the Henderson, Las Vegas line right there. Monster Energy Series is racing in Millville, Minnesota, and it's going to be wet for everybody up there. Scratch, they've got, check this out, 25% chance of rain on Friday, with the daytime high about 80, and the humidity is going to be stacked. Nighttime low about 68. Saturday, rain, possible thunderstorms, 50-50 shot all day long, 78 for the daytime high. Nighttime low at 65. NASCAR is back to road course racing again this weekend. Actually, one of the road courses that I really like. It's going to be in Northern California. It's Sonoma Raceway. That's all part of the SMI family. ARCA will be there, Xfinity, and, of course, the Cup races. Sunny skies all weekend long for you, Scratch, and all of our race friends. Daytime high is going to be right around the mid-80s, dropping off to the mid-50s for a nighttime low. The NHRA, the fastest cars in the world, are off this week, but they're going to be returning next week as the second half of the season starts off. They're going to be at the Great Northwest Nationals. That's right outside. It's in Kerr, Washington, right outside of Portland, or Seattle, excuse me, right outside of Seattle. F1, the series is off this week. IndyCar, man, Midwest. They're at Newton, Iowa. Friday and Saturday storms at a likely 60% chance with rain. High on Friday is going to be 85. Saturday, 79. Low is going to be pretty nice. Low is going to be in the mid-60s for Sunday for race day there. 81 degrees for a daytime high. High Limits Racing is in Walton, Kentucky. Great weather in Kentucky, mostly sunny skies this weekend with highs in the mid-80s, dropping off into the low 60s. The World of Outlaws, the greatest show on dirt, is in Wilmette, Wisconsin for a doubleheader. Looking at, it's going to be wet in Wisconsin this weekend, a 50-50 shot of rain all weekend long. Possible thunderstorms on Saturday. Highs are going to be in the low 80s. Nighttime lows for the campers right around the mid-60s. And that's your look at race and weather, brought to you by our good friends at the Woods Family Sandwiches, 931 Pacifica Suite 106, right on the Las Vegas Henderson. Scratch, my friend, take us around the track and tell us where everybody's going to be at. Oh, we lost the Scratch. All right. Uh-oh. Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I lost your video feed. You want to take a quick break? And
we'll take a quick break. I'll get right back with us.
You got it. You got it.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. Downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
Jerry B. here up in Sacramento, Union Gospel Mission, giving out some shoes to the homeless here. A lot of smiling faces. We got one deal. We give you a pair of shoes. You got to give us a smirk and a photo. And this is the mission of the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, which is a non-profit organization based out of Las Vegas, started by Gene Woods. We're trying to do good things and fill little holes in people's lives the best we can. And today we're up in Sacramento, just doing the best we can. Thanks for supporting us.
Buddy Jerry B right there. I keep losing Scratch. I keep losing his video feed from Daytona Beach, everybody. So I'll pull it back up out of here. Everybody's been asking, we'll wait then and see if I can get him popped out. I know the weather's kicking around there everywhere. We'll get Scratch back in just a minute, everybody. Pretty good racing in Chi-Town this past weekend. You know, I'm not a big favorite of all the road course racing. But it was actually pretty entertaining, especially we got down to about the last 6 laps or so. And then the beating and the banging started. We'll talk all about it. Rumors are flying around that Roddy Childress to Aspire Motorsports would last about 9 weeks. And they let him go. Talk around the garage area and in North Carolina right now, as Childress could be heading back to a Cup team. So, we'll have to wait and see about that. Now, I believe we got him. There he is.
Yeah.
There he's back with us. There he is. The Scratch with a K right there, man. Video feeds, it goes wild. There you are, man.
Shoddy internet.
Shoddy internet, okay.
Shoddy internet.
Shoddy internet. Hey, buddy, take us around the track, okay?
All right, let me get that pulled back up for us here. 1 second.
See that you got
there
your
we go.
number. There we go. Go ahead. Go.
I'm with you. I'm with you. You guys buckle up, man. Get your helmets on. Let's go. I'm going to take you guys around the track. It's the Monster Energy Supercross Series round number 24, July 12th. Spring Creek MX Park at Millville, Minnesota. The Progressive Flat Track Series will be Friday, July 18th in Wheatland, Missouri. Speedway Motorcycle Racing and East Coast Action Park Speedway, 8 Champion Speedway, July 12th. West Coast Speedway Motorcycle Racing, September 13th at Costa Mesa. Industry Hills in July 12th. So that will be coming up soon here. Formula One, July 25th, 26th, and 27th at Grand Prix of Belgium. The IndyCar will be returning July 12th in Iowa Speedway. That's on Saturday. That'd be awesome. NHRA, July 18th, 19th, 20th, Northwest Nationals, Kent, Washington. The NOS Energy Series, July 10th, Deer Creek Speedway. July 11th and 12th, Wilmot Raceway. High Limits, July 11th and 12th. Florence Speedway, NASCAR, ARCA West Action, July 11th. Sonoma Raceway, ARCA East Dover Motor Speedway, July 18th. The trucks, they'll be back in action at Lucas Oil, Indianapolis Raceway Park, Friday, July 25th at 8 o'clock. Xfinity Series at Sonoma Raceway this Saturday. More road course action. That should be fun. Cup Series at Sonoma as well, Sunday, July 13th. And here locally at New Smyrna, the Shark Bite Pro Late Models return to action with the always exciting Hoosier Pro Late Models for twin 50-lap races. That'll be Saturday, 6 p.m. Joining this Pro Late Models will be the Sportsman Division, who will compete in the Shark Bait 25, the E-Mod class competing in Hammered 25, and the Bomber A Division running the Chum Bucket 20. Admission is just $15 before 6 for the early bird special, and kids 11 and under always free. Qualifying at 6, they're going to have an intermission with track autograph session, and then features will be at 7:30. For more information, you can go to newsmyrnaspeedway.org, and also at the Volusia Speedway Park, which I'm going to try to get out to this weekend. They're going to have the Summer Sizzler Saturday. That event is going to be pretty cool. Summer fun. Volusia Speedway Park will have more Fab 5 action this time. Dirt car, modified, 604 late models, 602 late models, factory starts, 3/4 modifieds. They're all going to compete in the new Summer Sizzler. The gate's going to open at 4 there, 6 p.m. for hot laps. Racing to follow right after that. You can get your ticket. Your ticket info is $15 for adults, military, first responders, and seniors, $12. Kids 12 and under, they get in free. Go to VolusiaSpeedwayPark.com for more info. That's what's going on locally here, man. I'm going to go check out some dirt racing, I think, this Saturday.
I love it. I wish I was there with you. Race wrapped up here this past weekend in Las Vegas at the Bull Ring this past a week ago Thursday. It was the Night of Fire show out there. And of course, you've been out here, you know, man, we're a turkey in the oven or the blow dryer and trying to put people in race cars at 110, 15, 20 degrees, plus add the car temperature to it. It just is not a good cocktail. It's a bad cocktail. It's a bad mix. So the Bull Ring and the West Coast action takes a little bit of a break through the month of July and August. They'll return back into action here coming up in September. Scratch, we'll take one quick break. Coming at the bottom of the hour, man, we've got our good buddy Nathan Goodrick. He's going to join his 20-year-old racer from St. Louis, Missouri. He will join us, and we'll do a little racing around the country. We'll take a quick break. Scratch, when we come back, we're going to roll it with motorcycle updates, NHRA, F1, and IndyCar, all coming up next. Scratch, take us to break, buddy.
Hey, that's Alan Michaels right there in Las Vegas in the WCOBM studios. I am Scratch with a K in the Nut Shack Entertainment Studios right here in Daytona Beach, Florida, the world's most famous beach. We'll be back in a minute with more on Pit Road Racing.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Just love that commercial. That's my buddy Chris Martin out of Canada, man. He did that commercial for Kia. Scratch it. He's deaf, man. They designed a helmet and a headpiece for him that he can tune stuff out. Like he doesn't hear the crowd. He can tune everything out. It's really wild. We're going to get Chris back up on the show with us. We had him on a couple of years ago. Great guy. Great guy. Hey, you want to talk a little? Let's talk a little bit of motorcycle racing. We got some updates from the NHRA and the F1 and Indy Series. Scratch, take me there, buddy.
Yeah, this segment is brought to you by the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, celebrating and preserving the memories of great motorcycle racers and the motorcycle industry icons, past and present. For more information, log on to hotshoehof.com. Alan.
Leading it into this weekend, Monster Energy points, and of course, they got another round of outdoor. The actual titles have all been decided, but now we're racing outdoor. So currently, the point standings in your 450 class: Cooper Webb, Justin Cooper, the brothers actually, Cooper Webb, then Justin Cooper, then Aaron Plessinger. I got to call in to get Aaron on the show with us, man. He's the cowboy. I mean, this guy's red-blooded, American, rednecking, racing all the way around. We want to get him on. 250 class, Hayden Deegan, Joe Shimoda, and Tom Bilal. Progressive American Flat Track Series rolled into the Quinton State Fairgrounds for round number 8 of the 2025 season. It was Dallas Daniels goes 3 for 3, picking up both wins this past weekend. Daniels pulls the rabbit out of the helmet, and here's how it looked for him, man. Daniels wins up on the first night. James Ott finishes up in second, declaring Brunder in third. The FI single winner was Tom Drain, Chase Savoff, and Trevor Brunner, okay? Point standings right now, Scratch, coming up after 6 events. Brian Brenner, 162. Dallas Daniels is tied. They're both locked in a point battle straight up, 162 a pop. Brendan Robinson at 116. The AFT singles, Tom Drain at 168. Chase Savoff at 133. Trevor Brunner at 114. Scratch, you got to look at some of the speedway racing going on, buddy.
That's right. Your speedway racing news. MAA Speedway National Championship Round 2, August 9th, Industry Hills. MA Speedway National Championships Final, September 19th. That's Fast Fridays. That'll be the day after my birthday. Get your presents ready. AMA Speedway National Under 21 Championship, October 11th in Bakersfield. This segment was brought to you by the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, celebrating and preserving the memories of great motorcycle racers and the motorcycle industry's icons, past and present. Go check it out on the web, hotshoehof.com.
January 31st is the date marked. It's a Meacham Motorcycle Auction is going to be in town, and it will be the 6th annual or the 6.0 for the Hot Shoe Man, and I'm not quite sure who we all getting in. Last year's scratch, I think we topped out almost 1,400 people showed up. The world's greatest. I mean, they came in from everywhere, from California, from New York, from across the pond, from Europe. Man, they were all flooding in here for this thing. It's a great event. How about we talk a little bit of NHRA? Take me there, my friend.
Sure. It's time for a look at NHRA, and this segment is brought to you by Hammered Harry's. Good food, fun times, service with an attitude, and home of the $5 margarita, 450 Fremont Street in downtown Las Vegas. And I just saw that my buddy Diaz Mackey is going to be doing a comedy show there, I think today, if I'm not mistaken. But if not, check out Hammered Harry's. They're doing comedy there, and my boy Diaz Mackey will be there, and he's awesome.
Yeah. In fact, I talked to the general manager. They got a new GM over there, and yes, you are correct. They are starting comedy nights there. Yeah. I'm trying to think. What is it? Get Rude, Get Loud, or something like that. Get Rude, Get Loud, or something. They put a nickname up on it. But
yeah, I saw today that Diaz Mackey was going to be there. Man, that's one of my good friends. I'm looking forward to it. Now I really need to get out there. I need to get out there so I can race you. I need to get out there so I can race on the bull ring, do comedy at Hammered Harry's. I mean, I got a lot of things I could do in like one weekend out there just hanging out with you.
Yeah, they're rolling also comedy nights over at Bennigan's, the Irish place. If you remember that, the big pine up on the street at Fremont Street, they're running comedy nights there. So, yeah, take a look at that. You got the look in. So here it is. The NHRA had a couple of weeks off getting ready for the second half of the season. Scratch are going to be going to just outside of Seattle, Washington, to Kerr, Washington. Currently, right now, Scratch Tony Stewart is up on top of Sean Langdon, 52 points. Back Austin Prock on the funny car, 127. Fast Jackman, he's back on the backside. Greg Anderson, Dallas Glenn's 50 points back from him. Gage Herrera leads Matt Smith, 96 points in the pro stock motorcycle category. So that's a look at really what's going on. Not too much news. Tony Schumacher is compelling and thinking about coming back to the NHRA, but not confirmed yet. So we'll wait and see what we can do with that. All righty, and take me to the out there, buddy. Let's roll.
Yeah, man. That segment was brought to you by Hammered Harry's. Good food, fun time, service with an attitude. Home of the $5 margarita, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas. And they're also doing comedy there. And as a comedian, I definitely suggest you go there, get your $5 margarita, and enjoy some jokey jokes.
Yeah, have a good time with it. There you go. IndyCar's back up in action. Let's talk. Take me to the segment. And don't worry, everybody. Scratch is going to take care of all the NASCAR today. All the NASCAR belongs to Scratch today. Take me to the segment.
SVG. Oh, I guess that's for later. Okay. The segment is brought to you by our partners at the Atlanta Motorsports Park. For more information, you can phone them up at 678-381-8527 or go on the web at atlantamotorsportspark.com. Atlanta Motorsports Park is the country club of motorsports.
That's it. I think we're going to try to make the trip right around your birthday time. I think it'd be a good time to get out. The NTT IndyCar Series as it made its way through Ohio, and it was a 1-2 for Chip Ganassi Racing with Scott Dixon and Alex Palou at the helm. Kristen Lundgaard, Colton Hearn, and Patty O'Ward rounded out the top 5 for Arrow McLaren. Team Penske, not a good week for him, Scratch. Man, did you want to know how bad it was? 23rd, 26th, and 27th. Man, I'm telling you. That ain't.
I guess when you ain't cheating, you ain't winning.
But the captain, I guarantee the captain is not happy heading into Iowa this weekend. The fastest short track on the planet, July 11th through the 13th, is IndyCar Racing is going to be back to the Iowa Speedway. Scratch, you knew who put that track together?
I do not.
Rusty Wallace.
How about that?
Rusty Wallace was the guy that helped do that and help put that in and help the safe repairs.
How about that? How about that for Scott Dixon though? That's like his 21st year in a row with a victory.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, man. He's on. You know, Dixon's like a good bottle of wine, man. Every year he gets just a little better, buddy.
You gotta admire Scott Dixon right there, squeaking in, especially beating out the 2 guys that he beat out there to get the victory. Those are the guys to beat.
Palou up on top, Kyle Kirkwood, Patty O'Ward. Scott Dixon has made the big. In fact, we're going to talk about this in the chat segment about how Scott Dixon has jumped in. Wait till I give you the number on this one, Scratch. Kristen Lundgaard, Felix Rosenquist, Colton Herta, Marcus Armstrong, Will Power, and your boy, Santana Ferrucci for AJ Foyt. You got all the latest from Silverstone. Tell them about F1, Scratch.
Yeah, man. F1 racing results from Silverstone Circuit in Great Britain. Lando Norris won his home race for the very first time to reduce the gap to his teammate and world championship leader Oscar Piastri to 8 points. What does the victory mean for Norris, and how much momentum does winning back-to-back races give him? And after a 10-second penalty for a safety car infringement cost Piastri a chance of winning. How will the Australian approach the next race? But there were also plenty of joy, praise, and credit for Sauber's Nico Hülkenberg, who made history by securing the first podium of his F1 career in his 15th season and on his 239th race start window. Winner, Lando Norris, in the current standings, F1 standings after Silverstone Circuit, Oscar Piastri.
Piastri.
You always give me the ones with the hard names. You never do the ones with the hard names. Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris, Max V round out the top three. The series heads to Belgium next. Alan, look, you got all the easy stuff.
Yeah, this segment brought to you by our partners at Atlanta Motorsports Park. For more information, give them a shout at 678-381-8527. AtlantaMotorsportsPark.com. It is the country club of motorsports, and you can get condos there. You can get all kinds of cool stuff. Well, you know what? I just looked down to the green room, and I'm going to pop him up, and right there he stands. Ladies and gentlemen, we come back racing around the country, and we're going to talk to Nathan Goodrick, a 20-year-old out of St. Louis, Missouri, and we're going to do it next. Scratch, take us to break, buddy.
All right, we'll be back with Nathan Goodrick in just a second. That is Alan Michaels in the WCOBM studios. I am in the Nutshack Entertainment studios. He's in Las Vegas. I'm in Florida. We'll find out where Nathan is in just a second with more On Pit Road Racing.
Come on! What the yeah! Oh, man! Woo! That is awesome!
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. Downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
Here in Las Vegas, Nevada, I am here at 450 Fremont in the heart of downtown. Scratch with a K is at the Nutjack Studios. Right there, man, where the original Daytona Speedway half road course, half beach was at.
That's right.
And I believe he's from St. Louis, Missouri, my friends. There he is, man, all the way from
Hey,
the
guys.
satellite.
Yes, sir.
What's up, Nathan?
Pleasure to be on
Nathan
the show.
Goodrick joining us, 20-year-old, my friend. As we ask everybody, Nathan, tell us your racing story and how you got started, bud.
It's a long one, so get ready for it.
All right.
So I began a long time ago when I was about 12. I was a little shorter than I am now. I started on a simulator, but like most guys, I didn't have a lot of opportunities. I didn't have the big paychecks. I didn't have that kind of stuff. So I got my start in the simulator. I feel like it's such an underrated tool that a lot of guys don't give enough credit to, because if I wouldn't have been able to get on the simulator, I don't think I could have performed like how I did in that ARCA car to near the ability as I did. So I actually got my first real racing opportunity when I started drag racing, because we found out it was kind of, of course, as you know, no motorsport's cheap, but what we were doing was the cheapest way. My mom actually let me take her car out into the drag strip and let me race it. So that was how I kind of got started in that. We drag raced for a good few long years. I did that for a while. We eventually got into a real drag car, obviously. And so when I was about 15, at our local track, they didn't let us run the full quarter mile. So we were 16. So what my dad would do is they noticed they didn't really check who was in the car. And I was tall enough. I looked like an adult. So he just put the helmet over me, said, "Have fun," and that's what I did. So eventually, though,
That's
I made
great.
yes, sir. I made the switch over the dirt. I've been running a mini stock for the last few years. We actually finished fourth in points last year, which may not sound that extravagant until you find out. So a lot of these guys were making probably almost 3 times the horsepower as us. So I'm really proud of what we were able to achieve, which is with such a limited budget. I mean, these guys were just outspending us like crazy. So really proud of that. Obviously, you know, I got to drive the ARCA car earlier this spring. That was such a huge, big opportunity for me. I feel like, you know, I'm so grateful to those Rise Motorsports guys for giving me that opportunity because, you know, I won't lie. My racing resume isn't that extravagant. So they took a big chance on me that day and it paid off. So we're all very proud of that. We just recently purchased the Pro Mod. We got rid of the drag car. We got rid of the little mini stock. So now we're getting ready to get into that. We're hopefully about a month out from that, but we'll see. We've had a few small problems we're still trying to figure out. We're all still trying to learn, but we'll get it done.
You got an opportunity to test. If I'm reading this right, your ARCA car, you got a chance to test this at Hickory Motor Speedway. Am I
Yes,
correct?
sir. Yes, sir, I did.
That is a legendary track. Scratch, Nathan, tell Scratch and everybody about Hickory because I've been there a bunch of times and this is one hell of a good racetrack. Tell us about it, buddy.
It's bumpy, it's rough, and it is tough. Holy cow. I cannot believe how it was so physical. You know, everything about it, like, obviously, you know, the simulator simulates a lot of the stuff, but like, I would say probably gets about 70 or 80% of it right, but it can't replicate those G-forces. It can't replicate the bumpiness of it. And I was so surprised by it all, you know, and like just going into the ARC car itself, the steering was so heavy. The brakes were so heavy. Like at first I thought I was having a brake issue and I kind of radioed over and they're like, no, you just got to press it harder. And I'm like, okay. And it all worked out. But no, Hickory's fast. It's fun. There's not a lot of on throttle time, but it's fast. So I'm so thankful to those guys for letting me do that. Yeah.
Scratch, got a question for him.
That's pretty awesome. I run, so I always joke around that I race junk because I run like enduro cars. And Hickory, ironically, is a place that we could run because the Tour of Destruction actually runs
really
a show at Hickory. And up in that area they run a couple, but I don't make it outside of Florida anyway. But yeah, so the ARCA car that's got to be probably one of the bigger, maybe faster cars you've run so far, aside maybe from a drag car. But I mean,
the biggest and the fastest, yes, sir, by far. It was a pretty big jump from a little 4-cylinder mini stock, you know, front wheel drive. It's still on dirt, so you get pretty loose and you get sideways in those, but. Man, you get in that ARCA car and it is unforgiving. Now, mind you, they had a great setup on the car that day. I had little to no complaints. The car did what it was supposed to do. I couldn't ask them to give me an easier driving car. You know what I mean? It drove great that day, but it was still a challenge to learn anything. I'll admit I had a few close calls in it, but Tim Goulet, the co-owner of Rise Motorsports, he was pretty happy when I pulled in the pits. And there wasn't a scratch on the car, but I was pretty fast too. So.
What was quick lap time around for you?
So our quickest lap time of the day was about a 16:1. The super late models that day were running about low 15s, so we're really only a second off the super late models. So I was pretty happy with that, you know. So
well, yeah, it's a much heavier car too. I mean, it's a much heavier car and everything else. So,
yeah, skinnier tires, a lot heavier, a bit more power, but like at Hickory, there's not a lot of on throttle time. Just how bumpy it is. It's small. So
a lot of finesse rate, a lot of scratch, and I think Nathan would agree. You got to have a little finesse with this track. I mean, it's rough, it's mean, but you can't overdrive this track because it's sort of like Dover and a monster, man. It'll reach that Hickory will reach out and grab you and smack you into the wall as quick as lightning. Scratch question for the gentleman.
Yeah, I was listening to you and then I lost my train of thought. But so you've raced drag cars, dirt cars, asphalt. You've done all of that, right? What do you like the best, and why?
Oh, come on! I mean, you can't make me I don't know your personal life, but it's like you can't make me choose between my kids. You know what I mean? I don't know. I love it all. I love it all. I don't care what I'm doing. I just love motorsports in general.
You can tell too because you have a lot of enthusiasm.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm very enthusiastic.
Yeah, when you're talking about it, it's like you're ready to jump in the car right now.
Right now, yes, sir, I am. Now, bikes on the other hand, I'm not brave enough for that. Anything on 2 wheels. I like 4 wheels. I like being enclosed. You know what I mean? I like feeling claustrophobic. It makes me feel safe.
Right. So there you go. Have you been to Bowman Gray? You've been on the East Coast. Have you been up to Bowman Gray to the Madhouse yet?
No, not yet. I'd love to though. I'd love to get any opportunity I can. I will go and drive anywhere. Yes, sir. But it looks fun for sure.
You got to get there. And another one is home of the big fried bologna sandwiches, South Boston. That's where the Burton brothers all came out of.
Yes,
Or Jeff Burton, and that's one hell. And then you got Langley Speedway. Florence is down there. If you get down to Scratch's area, man, New Smyrna, you can't beat that little track down there. That's a little rough bull ring track down there.
I bet. Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Nathan, so is it stock cars is where you really want to go? Is this your dream? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah. The dream from the beginning was, stock cars, NASCARs, things like that. But I wouldn't say so happened to fall into it, but drag racing was just the most viable option. I still loved it to death, but yeah.
There you go.
Where are you making? I noticed are you gonna make your ARCA Menard Series debut later this year? And where is that at?
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll have to drop it here then. So I guess this is the official, unofficial announcement, because obviously nothing's set in stone yet. But us and the guys, at Rise, they really want to give me an opportunity to be in the car. I can't give an exact date yet. We're still trying to iron some things out. We need some great partners to make it happen. But yes, the goal is to make at least one ARCA start this year. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm so happy and enthusiastic. These guys trust me enough to get in this car. They work their butts off, and it's so cool. I'm very thankful for the opportunity. If it happens, and if it doesn't, oh well, because it's like, I've been going to the track with them still. I've been helping them out in the pits. Like I was there at Kansas with them. I was their honorary tire catcher. I consider myself more of a water boy. I just tried not to get in the way, but I was able to learn a lot that day. So I'm thankful that these guys have been opening the door for me so much. I met so many people through them now. It's so cool. So I can't thank them enough.
Can you let us in on maybe what tracks you guys might be discussing possibly?
It will most likely be on the dirt. It will most likely be on the dirt. I would say that. Yeah. So, I mean, it leaves you two places. So, yeah.
Fair enough. We'll leave it at that. I won't rob you anymore.
Now that just led me to this, because you can tell this guy's a racer's racer. So he wants to do NASCAR. Eventually, if you go on NASCAR Cup, is the ultimate prize. But let's just say somebody from the world of outlaws gives you a ring on the telephone and says, "We've got a full ride for you. The heck with NASCAR. You're coming to the greatest show on dirt." Would you take the offer?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Of course I would. I can't, you can't dangle in front of me like that. Like, oh, you can't, I'd have to do that. Obviously the goal is NASCAR, but I just love racing so much. If I were able to get the opportunity just to make motorsports a career, I don't care in what division, what series, that's the ultimate dream. But while NASCAR is the main focus, I'd do anything. So.
Oh, yeah, I like this. Now, Scratch, and I'll give you one more shot here in just a second, but I got to ask him this. You know how I am, Scratch. Now, are you a driver that just shows up at the track, throws a suit and a helmet on, or are you ready to get your fingers dirty and greasy and nasty and busted knuckles and all that?
I have to. There's no other way to do it. I mean, I just nothing to these Cup Series guys, but I remember last year, because obviously I'm in St. Louis, my local track's Gateway. I didn't have a pit pass or anything, but after the race, they opened up the pits. Well, they had all their Cup cars, they had all their teams, and they were weighing the cars after the race. You didn't see any of those drivers with the cars. And I was like, I don't know how people can do that. I mean, obviously they might have some other obligations. I mean, when you're at that level, do you really you might just be getting in the way, but it's something that really surprised me. You know what I mean? And I think it even surprised Tim and Rita, the owners of Rise Motorsports, how I was trying to help as much as I could.
Right.
I mean, it's like they even told me we're not used to we're not used to guys coming here and actually helping, especially during testing and at Kansas when I volunteered to help those guys there. So yes, I get my knuckles dirty a lot.
Yeah, we're a big fan of racers that bust knuckles at the same time.
I try. Yeah.
Got a couple of minutes left with him, Scratch. Go ahead. You got a question for him?
So when you're getting ready to make your debut in the UMP Pro Modifieds, when are you doing that? What's the plan for that?
So we're shooting for a month. Obviously, I'd like to get it done sooner. We were actually the original plan was to do it July 5th, but we went to testing. We had no clutch, we had no brakes, and the throttle was sticking. And we're like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? We thought we were ready. We're still we're still trying to learn.
Yeah.
You know, we're like I said, we come from drag racing, and so it's just kind of like, and even like the mini stock honestly wasn't that in depth. You couldn't really do much with it. There wasn't really much prep you did with it. I mean, yeah, you washed it, you did blah, you know what I mean, basic maintenance stuff, but like setup, I don't know what to do. So we're all trying to learn here. You know what I mean? So yeah, tire prep, I've never heard of. You know what I mean? So it's just. We're learning, but that's the goal. Hopefully by late this month or early August, we'll hopefully be doing that.
Sounds great.
There you go. Rock and roll, man. Have you been out here? Have you been out to the West Coast? Anything?
I want to. I haven't traveled as much as I want to. Yeah, I'm like when I went out to North Carolina, that's the furthest I've ever been from Missouri. I have not been far, and so that was So traveling's new to me, but I'm getting used to it, and I want to do it more, obviously, and I hope I get the opportunities to do it more.
There you go. Any other thing you want to talk to us about? Anything on your calendar here? Anything special coming? Do you have a charity? Do you have a nonprofit? Are you working with anything?
No, sir. As much as I want to say I do, not currently, but I mean, you never know in the years to come that could change, because I love charity. I think it's such a good thing that it's a good thing for people to do. So yeah.
You know, I couldn't confirm it. I saw this on 3 different news clips that I read that Kyle and Samantha Bush have opened up their credit cards and their checkbooks, and they are paying for several of the funerals for the kids that were killed at those summer camps down in Texas. Jelly Roll out $5 million towards it. Miranda Lambert and Chris Stapleton are planning 2 separate concerts for relief funds. And from what I've even understand, they're donating their times, their crews, their bands, even the union workers that will set the stages up and all the prep work, lighting and sound have all given they've pay us, but we're going to donate the money back. But what a great thing. So I just thought I'd ask you if you had something in plan. Is there anything that you just in the back of your head, do you think that you might want to work with?
So this is going in depth. There was a time in my life where suicide prevention, 100%. Okay. That's been a big, huge thing for me. There was a dark time in my life. This was a long time ago, but it's just, I feel like getting people like that the help they need, that's a big charitable thing I want to get into eventually, especially when my career gets and I get more of a platform. That's something I definitely want to express to a lot. So yes,
sir. Good for you. Good for you, young man. I think everybody scratch. I think we've all had a friend, a relative.
Absolutely.
That road went down, and it's not a friendly road.
And to anyone listening, right? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And you got to keep living. I mean, you know what I mean? So I won't get too in depth into that, but it's just, it's not worth it whatsoever.
There you go. Great, honest kid. Scratch, you got any final comments for Nathan?
No, man. I say we let Nathan tell us how everybody can get a hold of him, man. Great. I'm seriously though, I do love your enthusiasm, man.
Thank you.
I hope you go far in this sport for sure.
I'm trying. Yes, sir. We're working our hardest. Yes, sir.
We're gonna keep our eyes on you, buddy. That's it.
Thank you,
Nathan. The last minute of the interview always belongs to the guest here, so this is the time and opportunity for you to give shout outs to your social medias where they can find you, sponsors, any help, emails, telephone, whatever you'd like to let everybody know about. This last minute is yours, my friend.
Absolutely. I got a whole list written down right here. I was prepared for this. So obviously the first people I want to thank, Mom and Dad. I wouldn't be here without them. It's so important. I mean, like the support they've given me is unfathomable, so obviously 100% thank you to them. Thank you I'm a first generation driver. This isn't something in our family. I'm thankful they're so open-minded to all of this. Secondly, I want to thank Tim Rita Goulet for giving me the opportunity to race and just giving me the opportunity to test that ARCA car. I sent over 300 emails trying to just get teams to listen to me and hear me out. And they were the ones who did it, and they took a big chance on me. So I'm very grateful for that. Thank you to Rick Goodale. He's been helping me out a lot. He's the spotter for Rise Motorsports. So we've been on the sim a lot and prepped, you know what I mean? I've been learning his voice, learning his call outs, and he helped us a lot at the track, and they just everything. He's been a huge help. Thank you to Philip Santel and Larry Hamilton on the dirt track side of things. They've been helping us out so much on the dirt side of things. Philip just helping us out, just getting the car set up, general advice. He's been coming down to our race shop and helping us work on the car. Larry Hamilton, I met the guy once, and he gave me a bunch of free tires. So I'm like, I can't thank the guy enough for that. And obviously, I have a few close friends of mine. I'm not going to name their names, but thank you to you guys because I wouldn't be here without you. Absolutely. So, and then as we're going to find me, I'm on basically every general social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, or X, or whatever the heck you want to call it. Facebook. Yeah. And then I might be starting a Twitch here soon. I don't know yet. I saw Carson Hocevar doing it. It seemed kind of funny, so I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll give that a whack and live stream myself driving on iRacing or something like that. Who knows? So that's a maybe. I'm still working on that, but yeah.
There you go. Anything else you'd like to tell us, my friend?
I got a lot to tell, but not a lot of time. So
right.
maybe next time. Yes, sir.
We'll hold it for another time because we're going to keep our eyes. I'm going to tell Diane to make sure that we want to find you out towards the end of the year. Maybe check back and see how the year ended up for you and everything else. Scratch, a final comment before we let him go. Do you got a final comment for him?
Hey, man, like I told you, I love the enthusiasm, man. You keep that up and keep your positive attitude up, man, and you'll go far, man.
Thank you.
I'm rooting on you, bro.
It. Yes, actually, I got one more thank you, and it's just, to you guys for letting me on the show today. Obviously, I've never done anything like this before. This is my first time being on any kind of show, you know what I mean? So thanks to you guys. Yes, sir.
No problem.
You're a great guest. So for future shows you get on, just know you're a great guest before you go on there. Yes, sir.
I appreciate it. Yes, sir. Thank you.
He's got it all together. That's for sure, man. I'll tell you what, 20-year-old from St. Louis, Missouri, man. Gateway's that big home track over in that area there. And we wish you the best of luck, man. Keep that pedal to the metal, man. Keep it rocking. Keep it rolling, man. And we'll talk to you.
Yes, sir.
Scratch, take us to break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about dirt. Let's talk a little dirt racing, and then Scratch has got a full report on the NASCAR series from last week, and still to come up in the program. We've got let me see, we've got coming up 4:00. Emma Smith's going to join us, and Peyton Gitznauer will all join us at 4. Nathan, thanks so much, buddy. Have a great day.
Of course, you too. Thank you, guys.
Scratch, take us to break, buddy.
All right, I just want to say thank Nathan Goodrick for being on the show again, and Alan Michaels for joining us. Always for around it's awesome, man. We always have great guests, man. I appreciate when you join me and when we're together. But Alan Michaels out there at WCOBM Studios in Las Vegas, and I am Scratch with a K right here at the Nut Shack Entertainment Studios. We'll be right back with more.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, downtown Las Vegas. Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
Come on down and join the fun out here as we'll take you a little rocking and rolling at the go-kart track at the Gene Woods Racing Experience. And, of course, we'll slide on over and have a margarita at Hammer and Harry's and everything else. Great guys, man. I think that kid's going to go somewhere. He's willing to drive anything. I mean, look at it. Drag cars, dirt cars, this car, that car.
And I'm telling you right now, his excitement, that's the way I feel right now. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand his excitement. That's why I referenced it several times. Because I'm like, oh, man, I still got another month before I could jump in my piece of junk and run around. You know what I mean? And my excitement when I start talking about getting ready to race it, it's still a month away and I'm super excited. So I can definitely relate to his enthusiasm.
Great energy, man. Great energy for that.
Great energy.
Let's talk a little dirt. Let's talk a little dirt racing here from the World of Outlaws and the NOS Energy Series and the High Limits. Scratch, go ahead and take us away, my friend.
Yeah, the dirt segment, it's brought to you by Gene Woods Racing Experience, 450 Fremont Street, Las Vegas. It's the only true indoor drift track. It's also the home of WCOBM Studios, right there where Alan Michaels is. And you can check it out on the web, gokartslasvegas.com. Just like my name, spell karts with a K. The World of Outlaws, NOS Energy Series returns to action this week with 3 big nights of racing. Tonight at Wilmot Raceway, it's pretty small and it's hard to read. Bobby Pierce, Nick Hoffman, Ryan Gustin, and Drake Troutman are all scheduled to be there, it looks like. And that's all I have for the World of Outlaws. There, Mr. Allen.
Myself back there. There we go. Just to let you know, is David Gravel, Michael Colford, Carson Masudo, Logan Short, and Sheldon Haddlechild are your top 5 in the points. Real quickly, Scratch.
I had none of that. I had none of that.
From the world of Outlaws of Real American Beer Series, 2 weeks, 2 racing nights, doubleheader. Deer Creek, Bobby Pierce wins the first night. Ryan Gustin in second. Tyler Brunning in third. Night number 2, it was Nick Hoffman along with Brian Gustin and Dennis Herb wrap up your top 3. And you've already got the points laid, so take us to the out. And we'll talk a little NASCAR coming up for you.
Yeah, man. Race the news from the dirt segment brought to you by Gene Woods Racing Experience, 450 Fremont Street, Las Vegas. The only true indoor drift track. Go to gokartslasvegas.com. Make sure you spell karts with a K, or you can call them up at 702-270-8101, right?
Yeah. You got it. Coming up the top of the hour. In fact, she's in our green room, and we'll get with her. Little Miss Emma Smith will join us. And then Peyton will also join us at the top of the hour. So we'll talk racing around the country. Scratch, you got the NASCAR segment. It's brought to you by our good friends at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, LVMS.com. NASCAR returns for the round of 8 at the South Point 400, October 10th, 11th, and 12th. Tickets, camping, and all the information at LVMS.com. It is on Pit Road Racing's official home track. Tell us all about NASCAR Week, my friend.
Yeah, man, the trucks are out for until the 25th, but the driver's point standings after Lime Rock Park, which was race 15 of 18, you got Corey Heim. He's on top with 5 wins. Chandler Smith, he's second with 2 wins. Then we got Lane Riggs, Daniel Hemrick, Tyler Ankrum, Stuart Friesen, Rajah Caruth. That is rounding out the top 7. The rest of those drivers have 1 win. Guys in the points right here with no wins. Caden Honeycutt, Grant Enfinger, Ty Majeski, and outside of the top 10, Jake Garcia, Gio Ragario, Ben Rhodes, Tanner Gray, and Connor Mosick. Well, Xfinity Series, all I'm going to say right here is SVG, baby. That's not all I'm going to say. I got more for you. Shane Van Gisbergen, he won the Loop 110. It was his 4th victory in 34 Xfinity Series races. This is his first victory and first top 10 finish in 2025. This is his 2nd victory and 2nd top 10 finish in 2 races at Chicago Street Race. Connor Zilich, he was 2nd. He posted his first top 10 finish in 1 race at Chicago Street Race, and it is his 9th top 10 finish in 2025. Sheldon Creed was 3rd, and Connor Zilich was the highest finishing rookie. Justin Allgaier leads the point standings by 49 over Austin Hill, and then you have Connor Zilich in 3rd, Brandon Jones in 4th, Sammy Smith, Jesse Love, Nick Sanchez, Sam Mayer, Carson Guapo, and Sheldon Creed round out the top 10 with Jeb Burton, Taylor Gray. And then below the elimination line is Harrison Burton, Ryan Sieg, Kristen Eckes, and Dean Thompson. In the Cup Series, SVG does it again. SVG, he won the Grand Park 165, his 3rd victory in 33 Cup Series races, his 2nd victory this year, and 3rd top 10 finish. This is his 2nd victory and 2nd top 10 finish in 3 races at Chicago Street Race. Ty Gibbs, he posted his 3rd top 10 finish in 3 races at Chicago Street Race. It is his 4th top 10 finish in 2025. Tyler Reddick finished 3rd. SVG, he was 1st, and he was the highest finishing rookie. William Byron, he leads the point standings by 13 points over Chase Elliott. The Cup Series playoff standings after Chicago. Kyle Larson, he's in 1st with 3 wins. Denny Hamlin, he's got 3 wins. Christopher Bell, he's got 3 wins. SVG, he's in 4th. Shane Van Gisbergen, 2 wins. He's above William Byron, who is 5th. Chase Elliott, 6th. Ryan Blaney, Ross Chastain, Chase Briscoe, Joey Logano, Austin Cedric, Josh Berry is 12th. And then at 13th, no wins from here on out. Tyler Reddick, Alex Bowman, Chris Buescher, and Bubba Wallace is only 2 points ahead of 17th on the bubble. And outside of that, you have Ryan Preece, and then AJ Allmendinger, Kyle Busch, and Eric Jones.
Yep.
SVG winning 2 races in a row, both from the pole in Chicago.
You know it. Yeah, he can ride, but he's got to prove one thing. He can win on them road courses. I mean, he came from some tough rally racing, okay? He's got to learn to win on that circle track. Hey, NASCAR news and updates are brought to you by our good friends at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, LVMS.com. NASCAR returns for the round of 8, the South Point 400, October 10th, 11th, 12th. And you can get more tickets and more info about everything going on right there at LVMS.com. Well, Scratch, are you ready to go? Because bango, there's our next guest. She's standing by. We're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we're going to talk to 14-year-old Emma Smith. And, man, she's racing out of the Houston Motorsports Park. We'll go racing around the country with Emma coming up right after this. Scratch, take us to break, buddy.
All right, Emma will be back with us in a minute. Alan Michaels is out in Las Vegas at WCOBM Studios. I am in Daytona Beach. I am Scratch with a K. We'll be back with Emma and more on Pit Road Racing.
Jerry B here up in Sacramento, Union Gospel Mission, giving out some shoes to the homeless here. A lot of smiling faces. We got one deal. We give you a pair of shoes. You got to give us a smirk and a photo. And this is the mission of the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, which is a non-profit organization based out of Las Vegas, started by Gene Woods. We're trying to do good things and fill little holes in people's lives the best we can. And today we're up in Sacramento, just doing the best we can. Thanks for supporting us.
Coming up towards the top of the hour, everybody, on Pit Road Racing live here in Las Vegas in the WCOBM studios. Scratch with the K is down at the Nut Shack Studios live at Daytona Beach. He is just out the door in a few steps, and you could actually walk onto the actual beach course of what the old Daytona International Speedway used to be. That's right.
That's
There
right.
you go.
Right across the asphalt part, right to the beach part.
There you go, man.
Right
Lovely
outside
lady that's standing beside with us makes her home in the Lone Star State of Texas, racing out of the Houston Motorsports Park and Gulf Coast Speedways. 14-year-old. She joins the Ashcraft Motorsports, racing for 5 years. Will you make her feel warm and welcome from the Lone Star State of Texas? Ms. Emma Smith is there. Good afternoon, Emma, and welcome to the program.
Thank you.
No problem. Emma, we like to start off with all of our guests and racing around the country. Tell us how you got started in racing, Emma.
Well, my brother got into racing before me, and me and my brother have always been competitive and everything. So once he got into it, I knew I wanted to get in it and beat him. So I kind of got into racing, and I just stuck with it.
Scratch, got a question for the lady?
Sibling rivalry, huh? That's what did it? Sibling rivalry. It probably looked like fun too, didn't it? Do you beat him? Do you beat him often now?
Yes, it did.
Do you? That's great.
Tell us about what you're racing. What kind of car are you racing? Where
It
you're
really
at?
depends. Some classes. I race oh shoot. Okay, I race at my
Looks like we're having a little trouble with the internet.
and
There you go.
the
I think her internet's freezing up on her, Scratch. Yeah.
A little bit.
Well, I'm gonna bring in the other guest along with us right now. Okay, there she stands, and man, I hope I do not butcher this. She's coming from Peyton, Colorado, Pikes Peak Quarter Midget Association, repping racing for the team Kempa Racing and also Ashcraft Motorsports. She's doing it too, man. 15-year-old, and I hope I say this right. Peyton Getzner. Did I say it close?
Close.
well, my
Close. Say it for us.
Geitzenauer.
Geitzenauer. There we go. Geitzenauer. Well, we got Emma on the other line. I think Emma's froze up, so I'm going to pull her back out. Emma, you see if you can't get your internet connection to work again, and we'll talk to Peyton. Peyton, how did you guys get started racing?
So my dad's been racing for quite a while, and I kind of just like sat around and watched dirt races and drag races and really anything that he was in. And then at Pikes Peak Quarter Midget Association, there was an arrive and drive when I was like 10. And my dad asked me if I wanted to go in and try it out and drive a car. So I did, and I went and drove the car at Pikes Peak Quarter Midgets, and then like fell in love with it the second I got in it. And after that, I called my grandparents to like tell them about it and tell them I loved it. And they had the great idea for me to like go and raise money for my own quarter midget. So I went around the neighborhood and raised money for my own car. And I raised almost $2,000 to buy my own quarter midget, and then bought my own quarter midget. And Father's Day of that year, which I believe was like 2019 or 2020. No, 2021, sorry. In 2021, Father's Day weekend, that was my first race. And I've been racing ever since. And now we travel the country all over the race quarter midgets.
There you go. You know, they got a really cool quarter midget museum out here. I
Yeah.
mean, it's got like the AJ Foyt and Mario Andretti scratch. I think it's a 1960 or 61 quarter midgets up in this thing. It's a gentleman that owns this, Peyton. He owns a metal fabrication shop, okay? And so like you can take a hunk of metal in there and he'll cut it, make whatever you want out of it. But on the second floor of this place is where the museum's at. Scratch, you got a question for Peyton?
Sure. So you're 15. You've been racing 4 years. You got 2 years in a row. You were top 10 NASCAR Youth Series, the podium at Talladega, second Southern Cal. How many wins do you have at this point in your career?
I don't have any national wins yet, but we're
Okay.
getting there. But
Yeah.
I have a bunch of local wins. I mean, I don't know how many count. I think every time we go to local races now, I'm winning almost every weekend.
That's great.
So it's a lot.
Yeah, that's great. That's great, and that's not bad for only racing 4 years too, and at your age, that's pretty impressive. So I'm sure you have a bright future ahead of you.
Thank you.
Alan?
Yes, yeah. And,
Serious.
I was going to say, I was just checking it. We were trying to get Emma back. I think we lost Emma. I think she had a bad feed down in, I think she's in Texas, and I know they've had some back. So I was just sending a text over to Diane real quick to have her log back on. Where do you want to go in your racing career, Peyton? What do you want to do?
Well, I was thinking about moving to dirt and like working on micros and 600s with the rest of my teammates, and then maybe working up to like midgets or sprint cars after that in the World of Outlaws. But I've also been thinking about going the asphalt route, like maybe going into legends after quarter midgets and then working my way up to maybe NASCAR someday. That would be pretty awesome. But anything really, I would love to be able to just like hop in any car, any race car, and be able to get out there and race in the car. And be
I like this
competitive.
little lady.
Yeah.
This
Have
little lady-
you ran a lot of both so far? Have you ran dirt and asphalt so far a little bit?
Yeah,
Which
so
one do you like better?
Right now I've been loving the asphalt only because I've been finally like getting better and getting competitive and getting up there with all the like fast kids and the people you want to beat every weekend. But the dirt and sliding on like going into the corners and sliding into the corners is pretty awesome too. But I'm just getting to learn dirt. So right now it's been a little like frustrating not being up there at the top of my game and winning
Right.
every weekend like I am in locals. So
Right.
I mean, I kind of been liking the asphalt right now.
Yeah. The one you're winning on is the one you like the best. I got you.
Yeah.
But you know, a lot of, and you know, I was reading a lot of articles from a lot of people, you know, Kyle Busch, a lot of the NASCAR guys all started on dirt and said that it got them actually more prepared for the asphalt racing out there. Who's your favorite driver in any series, Peyton? Who do you like best?
I really like Kyle Larson because he can race anything. But I've also been following around like the F1 stuff, and I really like Max Verstappen or Lando Norris. Like all of them are pretty great.
Yeah, there we go. I think we got your partner back in there. Emma, are you back with us? Can you hear us now?
Yes, I had to join on my mom's phone.
Oh, okay, no problem. So do you two know each other? Emma, do you know Peyton? Peyton, do you know him? Okay.
Yes.
So you guys are teammates. You guys race against each other?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So Emma, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go in your racing career?
I don't have a plan picked out yet. I'm just trying to get as far as I can into racing that I can in the time I have. So
Right.
as high as I could get is my goal.
All right. Do any of you have any extracurricular activities? I mean, you both are in high school, correct?
Yes.
Do you play
Yes.
volleyball? Are you cheerleaders? Are you in band or anything like that? Or is it just racing is your thing?
Well, I used to play basketball.
I show
but then-
livestock.
Yeah, but racing kind of got in the way of my basketball, so I chose to completely focus on racing.
Emma, did I hear you right? You said you're raising livestock, so you work on a farm? Emma, did you
Technically, we kind of just moved, so I don't have
Okay.
as many animals anymore, but I do show pigs every
Okay.
year.
All right. Scratch question for the ladies.
Sure. It's for both of you ladies. Emma, you go ahead and answer first. How often do you ladies are you all ladies racing now? Like how many weekends a year? How many weeks a year do you guys try to race again a year? Emma, you go first, and then Peyton follow her up.
Okay, so our schedule is like we'll have 2 races and then we'll have an off weekend. The schedule is kind of like that at Gulf Coast. And then for the legacies, we don't have races as often. It's kind of like once or twice a month. So those ones we don't race that often, but we try and get in the car as much as possible. So if we're not racing at Gulf Coast, we'll try and find another track to race at.
Okay. Peyton, what about you?
So this season, I've been racing almost every weekend since I've been like putting dirt and quarter midgets into the same like season and trying to incorporate in both. But for the national races, I've been racing every 2 weeks for nationals. And then when I'm home from nationals, I'm racing local races for quarter midgets in Denver, Pueblo, and Elcott. And then dirt races, I'm like trying to mix those in at the same weekend that I'm racing local races. So we're kind of racing every single weekend this summer.
That's great.
Emma, do you have a favorite driver? Do you have a favorite
I
driver?
love Kyle Larson, so I could probably say he's my favorite driver.
Boy, they're all on. You know, Scratch, we've been talking. You know, ladies, I'm going to tell you, you got Scratch here and me. And I said this. I actually interviewed Kyle Larson last year. And I publicly told Kyle Larson that I think pound for pound, talent for talent, he's the best driver in the United States right now. And I rank him in the top 5 in the world. In fact, I think Kyle Larson is good enough that if Kyle had the time and the time and everything it goes, he could run an F1. Did you ladies all and Scratch? Did you all hear this? He made a public announcement yesterday. There will be no return for the double next year. So he's out at Indy next year. No IndyCar next year.
I
Seemed like-
haven't heard.
Yeah, it seemed like it was kind of rough on him this year for both races. So maybe
Yeah.
he just should focus on the one thing. But I'm not surprised at all that these young ladies look up to Kyle Larson. I mean, when a guy can go and get in anything, as Peyton mentioned, get in anything and go out there and be competitive and even just even get in an Indy car and be out there and be racing. I mean, last year they were talking that he could possibly win an Indy 500. So. It doesn't surprise me at all that these young ladies are looking up to Kyle Larson. That's a guy that can race anything, and these ladies are ready to race anything themselves.
Emma, where would you like to see your racing career go to?
I personally don't have a plan yet. I'm trying to get my micro career started. So once I build it up in micros, I'm gonna see where that takes me. I might want it to stay in dirt, but we could see if I keep on going to asphalt.
Okay. All right. And Peyton, we know what you want to do. Any one of you ladies right now, let's say you both wanted to run asphalt, but you were offered to run a deal. We asked Nathan this earlier. If the World of Outlaws called you or the High Limits called you gals, would you take a deal to go there?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, there you guys go. Pals, we want to thank you so much for your time today. I'm going to start with Peyton first. Scratch, do you got any final comments that you'd like to lay to the ladies?
No, I'd love to see them race sometime, though, if I ever make it out west or if they ever make it to Florida, man. I really do enjoy doing this show and getting to talk to all these different racers, man. It's nice to hear their stories, and these ladies are no different.
Peyton, we're going to start with you. We always give our guests the last minute here or so. So we want you to take a minute and tell everybody where they can find you social media-wise, your accounts, any sponsors, team members, anybody you'd like to give a shout-out or a thank you. Peyton, you go first.
Okay, so you could find all my racing and everything and follow me around on Keeper Racing and Ashcraft Motorsports. They're constantly keeping up with what I'm doing every weekend. And I want to thank Hyperco, my mom and dad, Ashcraft Motorsports, Mark Ashcraft, I Heart Mac and Cheese, Graphic FX, AMSOIL, and I think that was all of them.
Okay. Emma, how about you? Shout out to friends, special sponsors. Anybody you'd like to give a shout out before we let you go?
Yes, I would like to thank my family, Ashcraft Motorsports, F1 Diesel Performance. I have so many sponsors. Stevens Drilling. I'm kind of drawing a blank here, but all my sponsors, I would love to thank them. And you can find all my racing on EIS Racing on Facebook.
Yeah, there you go. A lot of passion from you ladies out there. We're going to keep up in touch with you. Diane's going to stay in touch with Mark, and we're going to find out how you guys finish out the rest of your season. You guys, Emma, you're down in Texas. God bless you, young lady, for all that you guys are going through down there with all the floods and the water and everything that's happened, people getting hurt and getting killed. I mean, it's just a sad thing. So we're praying for all of you people in Texas. God bless you all. Stay safe. Stay safe. We'll keep the pedal to the metal, and we'll talk to you guys real soon, okay? Thanks, everybody. We appreciate it. There's Peyton and Emily there. Scratch, when we come back out of the break, we're going to talk a little chats here. I got some things I want to talk to you about. We'll do it right after this. On Pit Road Racing is live from Las Vegas and Daytona Beach. We'll be back right after this, everybody.
Jerry B here up in Sacramento, Union Gospel Mission, giving out some shoes to the homeless here. A lot of smiling faces. We got one deal. We give you a pair of shoes. You got to give us a smirk and a photo. And this is the mission of the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, which is a non-profit organization based out of Las Vegas, started by Gene Woods. We're trying to do good things and fill little holes in people's lives the best we can. And today we're up in Sacramento, just doing the best we can. Thanks for supporting us.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
Hello today, buddy. They're racing around the go-kart track. I just had a group of them just go singing by me, Scratch.
Like I did.
Yeah, okay. We'll do a little chat. Let's talk a little topics here. Rodney Childers, what do you think? Rodney Childers, man, been a crew chief for a long time, was fired from Spire Motorsports. Recent publication says, hold on, Rodney Childers is coming back. Do you see a place where you think he could land?
Oh, man. It's hard to say. I mean, I'm sure he's a hot, he's a hot commodity. He's somebody you'd want on your team, I'd imagine, just because he didn't work out at Spire.
40 years. Yeah, 40 years into the business. Your thoughts on?
I'd imagine he's valuable to somebody. Yes.
Yeah. Your thoughts? Daniel Suarez is out of Trackhouse 2025. Rumors are flying around. It'll be back to Xfinity, and it could be a shot. It could be a shot for him to join Junior Motorsports. What do you think about Suarez? Is this a right move for track?
Well, I mean, Trackhouse is letting him go. They're going to bring in Connor Zilic. I know that Denny Hamlin said something about that being a loophole into getting 2 cars into the championship playoffs, but I wish people would quit crying about it. You know what I mean? It's beat him. Go beat the guy at the road track. If you know what I mean? Hey, the Chase Elliott got 7 road course victories. You know what I mean? You're going to take them away from him. I mean, even Richard Petty won like 4 or 5 or 6 of them in his career. You're going to take those away from him, then he won't have 200. Richard talking about road course racing isn't NASCAR. But yet, if we took 4 or 5 or 6 of them away from him, then he wouldn't have 200. I'm tired of people talking about it. Go out there and beat him then. You know what I mean? I don't see anything wrong with it. Connor Zilic will probably be in that car. I'm okay with that too. Daniel Suarez going to Xfinity. I think he deserves to be in the Cup, but there probably is not a ride for him. So we'll have to see how that goes. And so go tear it up in Xfinity. Nothing wrong with that either. Yeah, especially if you get in with Junior. I'd imagine you might have another championship on the way in Xfinity, and you'll get back to Cup, man. Just maybe not this year because there's not a seat for you really.
That's it. Greg Van Allis Motorsports announced today a formation of a part-time NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series team that's going to launch at later on this month at Lucas Oil Raceway, actually July 25th in Indianapolis. Veteran race car driver will pilot the team's number 35 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro throughout its inaugural schedule. They're eyeing expanding on the team's footprint for 2026. The team is based out of Anderson, Indiana, and the team plans to compete in a minimum of 4 truck race events during this season. You got a little news from our good friend from Derek Cope. And is it really Will Rogers, man? Will Rogers is going to drive for Derek Cope?
Well, that seems to be what it says right here because it says Will Rogers will be taking the wheel of the number 70. Rifology Cepellos, is that how you say that? Cepellos,
you got it.
On the twists and turns of Sonoma Raceway during the NASCAR Xfinity Series Pit Boss Food Max 250 race this Saturday and it's at 4:30, and you can see it on the CW. Rifology, founded by Shelley Russi, focuses on helping referees master the inner game so they can serve the outer game with practice, presence, and reflection. But yeah, that's what it says. Will Rogers, he's going to race for your boy. He's going to race for your boy, Derek Cope.
You got it. You got some latest news here on the Court of Appeals for Front Row in 23. Tell us. Yeah,
not looking good for them. U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit denied the request of 2311 at Front Row Motorsports for a rehearing on the reversal of the injunction that has forced NASCAR to recognize their 3-car organization's charter teams. The injunction expires 7 days, July 16th, from this decision, meaning that the teams could lose their chartered status starting with the July 19th through 20th race weekend at Dover. That seems like bad news, but I don't think they really have anything to worry about as far as missing.
I don't think. Yeah, I mean, they didn't. They didn't have enough. They didn't fulfill it for Sonoma this weekend, so he's all right. Real quickly, Scratch, halfway through the 2025 NHRA Mission Foods Drag Racing Series regular season, the teams of Doug Coletta, Austin Prock, and Greg Anderson, along with Gage Herrera. You want to know the reason why they're doing so well? Because their crew chiefs are the top 4 in the categories right now. And in fact, if they can keep going on, they're going to get a big payoff. But these guys are turning the wrenches. You can't throw out Tony Stewart's people either. I mean, really. I mean, Coletta's been around for long. I mean, Austin Prock is working off of John Force Racing. Greg Anderson's been around for ages, and Gage Herrera. Well, I mean, if you can find Matt Smith's been the only guy that's been really close to Gage Herrera this year. So they all got a big banquet. But right now, those are the guys to beat. I mean, really covered with those teams right there. Also, man, I wanted to tell you, you were talking about IndyCar and how things have moved around. Well, just the top 10, and now they've shaken out, Scratch. Kiffin Simmons, who is currently 10th, was at 8th. He dropped a couple spots. Rinus VeeKay stayed at 9th. Gino Ferrucci, he dropped down, man. Okay, he's now at number 8. Christian Lugauer popped up a spot. He's at number 7th. Marcus Armstrong stayed equal, currently at 6th. Felix Rosenquist driving that number 60 Sirius XM Honda is up to 5th spot. Patty O'Ward is up to 5th. Kyle Kirkwood in the Andretti Global Honda. Dropped 3 spots. Scott Dixon, here we go, buddy. Scott Dixon in his number 9 PNC Bank Chevrolet for Chip Ganassi Racing jumped up 2 big spots. So you don't think that's a lot from 4th to 2nd, Scratch, but I'm going to tell you, don't count it. You said this earlier in the show. Don't count out Scott Dixon at all. Do not count him out. If you think Alex Pillow's got one hell of a run running right now, his partner and his teammate, but don't count out the former champ, because I'm telling you, Scott Dixon is getting ready to drop the load right now. Tell us about Chicago, my friend.
Yeah, well, they'd like to add another. They'd like to return NASCAR, but on a different date. Mayor Brandon Johnson's administration is open to to 2 more years of the NASCAR Chicago Street Race, but only after exploring the possibility of shifting the marquee event to a different date to not pose the challenges that July 4th weekend presents. A top mayor aide said Monday, senior mayor advisor Jason Lee acknowledged that there are some real limitations on moving the date based on NASCAR's overall schedule. I got a solution for this, by the way. And some local events in Chicago at the same time footprint and around Grant Park. But now that the event's 3-year contract has expired, a search for an alternate dates and the next step. NASCAR has 90 days to request a contract extension from Chicago Park District. So they want a couple more years of the Chicago Street Course just on July 4th. So I say give Daytona back our July 4th race and go ahead and let them have that last race go ahead and let SVG win that last race in the regular season.
Or I agree with Denny Hamlin. For the money that they're spending on putting this thing, it's like they do down here in Las Vegas, building this thing on the strip. It is a ton of money. As much money as they are spending on this, why don't they just go rebuild Joliet, Chicagoland? It's a great 1.5-mile track right there, man. That's a fantastic facility. Stop.
I really don't mind. I really don't mind the street course. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Everybody else minds it because SVG, they can't beat them.
What do you think about Bubba here? Did you watch a race last weekend?
Yeah, they were beating and banging on each other. They were battling in that damn stupid in-season bracket thing is, whatever that dumb thing is.
That's a bunch of BS too. I like the comment Richard Petty said 2 weeks ago. He goes, "Y'all, our car beat the other car, but no cars finished the race."
Yeah. I lost your video feed there for a minute. Your video feed's gone, but I will say this. Yeah, it's it's stupid is what it is. I don't like the in-season one. I mean, but look, man, that's why I don't know, man. They're beating and banging, they're beating and banging. They're racing each other for some stupid in-season bracket. And I mean, and that's the result. Bubba's always getting in trouble for something anyway. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I got my internet. Can you hear me, Scratch?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can't see you, but I can hear you.
I got my internet. My fade is faded for some reason here. So we're just about down to the end of it anyhow. So you got yourself a great guest, man. Tomorrow you got your show tomorrow. Tell us all about it, my friend, and we'll get out of here today.
Yeah, man, my High Bank show on WSBB will be on tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time. It's the High Banks. It's on 106.9 on your FM dial in New Smyrna Beach and 1230 on your AM dial. And I'm going to have NHRA driver Nancy Matter. She will be our guest. We had her on right here on Pit Road Racing a few weeks back, and now we're going to have her on, and Alan Michaels joining me from On Pit Road Racing tomorrow. That'll be the way we end the show. We always end the show with around the track or around the country on the High Bank. So we got plenty more racing information and stuff for you. Some stuff you may have heard already and some stuff you may not have heard. But check it out. The High Banks every Friday, 5 o'clock on the stations at WSBB in New Smyrna. Since we lost Alan because of his camera situation, this is on Pit Road Racing. We do it every Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time You can get it on LinkedIn, on WCOBM.tv, on Facebook. Look up On Patrol Live, which happens to be a favorite one of my shows. You should look that up too. On Pit Road Racing, right here on Facebook. I'm Scratch with a K, Alan Michaels. He might be there somewhere, and if not, he's going to fire off the announcer or something.
Thanks for joining us for On Pit Road Racing. Follow us on our website, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at On Pit Road Racing. On Pit Road Racing is written and produced by WCOBN TV. I'm John the Announcer for On Pit Road Racing.